Hi guys, this is Mukesh Singh from Woodbine Model School, Darbhanga, and in this video, we are going to continue the poem A Thing of Beauty. So now, let's get started. Now the poet gives examples of some beautiful things, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. Sprouting means spreading, a shady boon. Boon means blessing. So here the poet talks of the blessing of the shades of the trees for the tired travelers, for simple sheep, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in, and clear rills. Rills means small streams or rivers that for themselves a cooling covert make. Covert means a shelter of thickets against the hot season, against the warmth of the sun. The mid forest break. Break means thickets that are grown in the middle of the forest, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose. So sprinkling means scattering, of fair means beautiful, musk rose means wild rose, blooms flowers. The poet here gives the examples of such beautiful things that helps us to continue our life, and he says that the sun, the moon, trees old and young, spreading a shady boon, sheep, daffodils, and the green world they live in, clear rills, and the cooling cover that they make for themselves to protect against the warmth of the sun, the mid forest break, and musk rose scattering and their flowers. These are the examples of such beautiful things that make our lives lively and beautiful. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring onto us from the heaven's brink. The poet here says that, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Grandeur means magnificence, and dooms here means deaths. The poet says that the grandeur of the dooms, that is the magnificence of the deaths of our ancestors and great leaders that we have imagined, that we have thought. For the mighty means powerful, dead people, dead ancestors, great leaders who sacrifice their life for a good cause, for a noble cause, for the betterment of society, for the betterment of humanity. All lovely tales. Tales means stories, and lovely means here beautiful. So all the beautiful stories that we have heard or read, all these beautiful stories are an endless fountain. Fountain means source of immortal drink. Immortal drink means the nectar that makes one immortal, pouring onto us. Pouring means here flowing or coming onto us from the heaven's brink, that is from the edge of the heaven. That is, nature provides these things, these beautiful things that help us to connect with this earth, that is, that help us to continue our life. Otherwise, if there would have been no beautiful things to give us pleasure, relaxation, peace of mind, and comfort, then we would not have been able to continue our life. We would not have been able to survive. The poet has associated grandeur with the mighty dead, because our great ancestors and leaders who sacrificed their life for a good cause, for a noble cause, for the welfare of the people, for the betterment of the society and humanity, and by doing that they attained a spectacular height which made them immortal, which made them eternal. That's why the poet has associated grandeur over the mighty dead. And the poet says that the way our great ancestors and leaders lost their life is also an example of a beautiful thing. And all the stories, all the beautiful stories that we have heard or read about our great ancestors, martyrs who sacrificed their life for a good cause, for a noble cause, are also an endless source of the immortal drink that help us to continue our life. These are also examples of beautiful things because they give us inspiration. So we have seen in this poem that how the poet John Keats highlights the importance of a beautiful thing in our life. This poem is a statement of Keats' conviction that beauty is a heavenly thing. A thing of beauty gives us delight, pleasure, instantly as well as permanently, and it leaves a long lasting impression on our mind and memory. He gives a list of lovely things or objects or beautiful things that gives us pleasure, relaxation and comfort of mind, and which remove the pall of darkness, sadness from our soul and enable us to continue our life. So beautiful thing is a source of never ending joy. It always excites us, it always thrills us whenever we recall a lovely scene or event, because a beautiful thing may be a lovely scene or an event or a pleasant experience or a good idea or a good thought. It can be anything. In fact, it becomes all the more enchanting with the passage of time. It means its beauty goes on increasing with the passage of time. It never becomes useless, valueless. And that's why it is compared to a bower. As a bower gives us pleasure, relaxation, comfort, and peace of mind, in the similar manner, a beautiful thing gives us these things. And that's why every morning we read something beautiful that gives us pleasure and that helps us to continue our life. This fascination for flowers is our bonding with the earth. So these beautiful things help us to bind us with this earth, to this world, to our life. Although there are many evil things in our life, that is despondence, acute shortage of noble souls, good natured people, misfortunes, and other things. But in spite of these evil things in our life, every day we try to find beauty in any shape, in any form that removes the pall of darkness from our sad spirits and enable us to continue our life. So a beautiful thing is of great importance in our life.